Hi everyone! Today's topic is about marriage, 結婚, specifically international marriage. I'm curious about how many of my viewers have international relationship or international marriage. So this topic is about Japanese women and Korean men. As you know, Japanese women are pretty popular among the world, like even Western men, Asian men, Japanese women are so popular. So more and more Korean men are coming to Japan for finding future wives, Japanese wives. And I'm gonna talk about why this is happening and what do you think about this phenomenon. Let's dive in. A 35-year-old Korean man, Ha Jong-min, flew to Japan for an お見合い formal matchmaking date. He studied Japanese for the big day, chose a popular matcha cafe, and even brought a fighter jet badge from his work. At this moment, his action is pretty good. He is studying Japanese for finding Japanese wife. Well, unfortunately, many foreigners are reluctant to do this. I know so many foreigners want to have a Japanese girlfriend or future wife, but they don't study Japanese. Instead, he is studying Japanese for finding the future wife, so this is pretty good. And even doing research about what the Japanese women like. Like apparently now, there's a popular matcha cafe, so even he found it, location, language, then even showing what he's doing. Apparently he's making a plane in Korea, so he's showing fighter jet badge. This is what I'm doing. So introducing his occupation. So far he's perfect. Costs, flights, agency fees, hairstyling over 1 million yen in total. And he's ready to visit Japan many times until he finds a partner. So he comes to Japan frequently, not just once a year, like several times a year, and costs 1 million yen. So how much it is in dollars, US dollars? As of August 12th, 1 million yen is $6,737. So it's about 6,700 US dollars. That's kind of a lot of money, right? Flight tickets, hairstyle, and marriage agency several times a year. Japan and Korea are close geographically, so about flight cost maybe it's not gonna cost too much. But marriage agency, hairstyle, so this costs a lot. Why Japan? In South Korea, many families still expect the man to prepare a house, 家を用意する before marriage, he says. ローンなしで家を買うなら40歳になってしまう。If I buy a home without a loan, I'll be 40. Well, this culture I didn't know. In South Korea, apparently men have to buy a house for future women, like future wife. I don't think for girlfriend, otherwise that's too much. It's gonna be a pretty difficult task though. So renting is not okay. You have to buy a house for your future wife and maybe future kids. Men have to pay for everything. So this is good news for women, people who are watching this video. If you are curious about dating Korean men or want to have an international relationship with them, Korean men gonna buy a house for you if your relationship is good. So this is a good news for my female viewers because when I see analytics on this channel, about 50% are women and the other 50% are men. Basically 50-50 ratio. So good news for you. Korean men gonna buy a house for you and him. And he said without a loan he'll be 40. Even 40, it's not too old. Many people buy a house with loan, then you have to pay for a loan over 30 years, 50 years. So even buying a house without a loan, 40, it's pretty amazing. I'm pretty sure he's working for a plane company, maybe large company, so he has money. So, yeah, even 40 is not too bad. In my opinion, some Korean men feel expectations are more flexible in Japan, so they try their luck here. Meanwhile, agencies in Japan say applications from Korean men are surging. Basically, well, I don't like this idea. Sounds like Korean men are coming to Japan more and more because they cannot afford buying a house in Korea and cannot find a partner in Korea. That's why Japanese women are more easier to get for a future wife. This nuance, I don't like it. It's like they don't necessarily like Japanese culture or Japan as a country. Simply, it's easy to find and get a partner in Japanese women. Well, this nuance, I don't like it. What do you think, everyone? It's like some men from other countries come to your country because they say it's easier for us to get your women. Easy headline Japanese. 韓国人男性 Korean men 日本で婚活 Doing marriage hunting in Japan 申し込み殺到 Applications flooding in 婚活 Marriage hunting お見合い Formal matchmaking date 結婚相談所 Marriage agency 費用 Cost Expenses 文化の違い Cultural differences 家を用意する To prepare home 亭主関白 Old school boss husband role 義母 Mother-in-law 長男文化 Eldest son centered family culture 国際結婚 International marriage I listed several words here and one word that's pretty important is 亭主関白 So in many Western countries, men and women are equal at home. So they're gonna treat each other equally, respect each other. But this 亭主関白 culture, also this happened in Japan before, not right now. Basically, men first. So I'm gonna give you an example like before most of households, husband is working and the wife is taking care of the house and the kids. The husband coming home, then the bus, dinner has to be ready before the husband comes home. Everything is perfect. And when he takes a bath, the husband has to take a bath first. Before wife, before kids. So this type of boss attitude, it's called 亭主関白. Well, this might be, what can I say? This is a bit gender discrimination some people feel. It's basically, old culture. So I don't think they thought men are superior to women. Simply men and women are different role. Men earning money, working, the women taking care of the house and the kids. So different roles. But now, this type of culture mindset is not common and people don't like it, especially women don't like this idea. So people really should be careful about when you start dating Korean men. 亭主関白 culture still exists in Korea, not in Japan. So if you like this culture, go for it. If you don't like it, you should consider seriously. Agencies report thousands of Korean male applicants. They say many had given up on marriage in Korea due to financial pressure. They believe Japanese partners may share a let's build together attitude. Okay, now more and more Korean men are trying to use this marriage agency for finding Japanese partner, but their motive is not good. I mean, okay, they want to get married, want to have kids, that's why they might be desperate and try to find other countries. That's good for them. But for Japanese women, I know some Japanese women are curious about dating with Korean men because of influenced by K-drama, K-pop, those kind of stuff. Totally understandable. But the reality and the fictions, there are differences. It's like when we watch Hollywood movies, so there are so many beautiful actresses. But that's not the reality. They exist, but they're not walking around on street like you're gonna see those gorgeous women. More like fantasy levels. Maybe 0.01% or 0.001% of women are like Hollywood movie actresses. But somehow, many Japanese women think Korean men might be a guy from K-dramas or K-pop stars. Maybe we have similar, we have the same ethnicity as an Asian. That's why maybe some Japanese women think this way. But if you think this way, it's totally, you're gonna realize this is incorrect. Like I said, when you watch Hollywood movies, do you think Tom Cruise is the typical average man in America? No, right? Well, maybe still some people might be thinking that way, like lots of American guys are like Tom Cruise, Brad Pitt, Johnny Depp. But for American viewers, you know that, right? That's incorrect. 1/3 of Americans are obese. Okay, this is a fact. And about women, well, recently I don't know much like young Hollywood actresses, but yeah, like let's say, who's American, like Cameron Diaz, Angelina Jolie, or even Amber Heard. Those women are gorgeous, but they are not average American women, right? So again, we have to know the differences between reality and fantasy. Well, those people exist, like I said. You're not gonna meet them daily. So one good thing about Korean men thinking about Japanese women are having let's build together attitude. Like they think positively about Japanese women. I like it. But their motive is a bit, questionable. On the Japanese side, some women said their image of Korean men is hardworking and decisive, influenced by K-dramas and films. Younger generations who grew up on Kangyu feel less resistance toward international marriage. So this is already I talk about. More and more young Japanese women like Korean guys. This is a fact. So even Japanese boys, like high school boys, their hairstyle is almost same. Korean haircut. You might be shocked. I think that's called mushroom hair or something. Like a bit of long front hairs, like covering like eyes. Like mushroom hairs, like you see those boys or even center parts here. So do you know why those boys are doing? Because Japanese girls, like high school girls or university student girls, like Korean boys. Like not the average Korean boys, like K-drama boys or K-pop stars. Then Japanese boys try to be like them. Then like Korean style haircut, fashion, even though they are not Koreans. So this phenomenon I totally understand, like why Korean men now going to Japan finding a future partner, because they know Japanese girls now like Korean men. So now if you're a Korean viewer, Korean man, this is a good news. Well, you have to, of course, look good. You have a nice face. nice body, and education, money, then you can easily find Japanese girlfriend or wife. So for Western guys, I know I see so many Western guys, even I get so many comments, or when I do live stream, I get so many comments from my viewers, how can I get Japanese girlfriend? There are so many Western people, even my students who are learning Japanese, their motivation comes from finding a Japanese girlfriend. So I totally understand. But now, young Japanese women are not into Western guys, unfortunately. Of course, if you are looking for 40, 50 or over Japanese women, that's totally fine, because those either generation still influenced by Hollywood movies, watching Tom Cruise, Brad Pitt, Johnny Depp. So they like Western men. So if you are 30, 40, 50, then you still have a chance. But if you're looking for early 20s Japanese girls, yeah, might be tough. Unless you are so handsome, rich, and understanding Japanese culture, language. But I know if you already have these requirements, you're gonna find your country's girls. So anyway, now young Japanese girls like Korean men. Not average, like K-pop star level Korean men. But as you know, this is so rare to match. And this is a bit plus 18 topic. So if you don't want to hear it, you can just mute. In Japan, not just about anime, manga, or video games, one genre is so popular worldwide, that is adult film. It's called JAB. I know some men want to find a Japanese girlfriend like them, but they are also not average Japanese girls. So I totally understand. We try to have some fantasy. I want to have a Japanese girlfriend like adult film star, or for Japanese girls, I want to have a boyfriend like K-pop idol. That's totally understandable. But we have to face a reality. Of course, if you are so gorgeous, if you are like I said, if you are so handsome, you are rich, you are so smart, you can speak Japanese, then yeah, it's pretty easy for you to find Japanese girl. Even young or old Japanese girls, pretty easy. I mean, that's same, right? Even in Western countries, if you are handsome, rich, smart, funny, then you can find any girls. Okay, let's get back to the topic. But generalizations can be risky. Their relationships are individual. Expectations vary widely by family, region, and generation. Even Japanese people have these traits, but still, that's individual. So people think Japanese people polite, smart, respectful, but it depends on a person. Some might be arrogant, easily become angry, no respect. Quick culture note. Japan's modern dating includes konkatsu. Historically, omiai and the ie system emphasized family roles, in-law relations, and social status. Much has changed, but some expectations still echo on both sides. Before, when we start having a relationship, like especially serious relationship, even your parents' agreement were necessary. This sounds maybe too much for you. You needed approval from your parents. Let's say if you're a man, you have to go to your girlfriend's house and you have to get agreement from your girlfriend's father. Yeah. Very old-fashioned style. And even like, like I said, in-law relations they have to have. So even like about family background was pretty important before. Like let's say your family is rich, then your girlfriend is poor family. It doesn't match. So usually it doesn't work, unfortunately. Because if rich family is gonna have relationship with poor family, their assets gonna be influenced, like when something happened. So usually rich families tend to have a relationship with rich families. Actually, this is still happening among rich people, like millionaire or billionaire families. Not just about Japan, even other Western countries. Usually, if your family is millionaire, billionaire, your partner's family also has to be millionaire, billionaire. That's same everywhere. But like even for like average people or a bit rich people, like they had some power balance before. Now things got changed. Like even you're poor or rich or average, it doesn't matter. Well, of course, like poor or rich might be different case. But on average, this type of old-fashioned style is not happening. While dating, you are treated like a princess, but the marriage can feel old-fashioned, teishu kanpaku, and gibo versus yome dynamics. This is I already talked about it. In Korean culture, teishu kanpaku still exists, and they respect their parents a lot. That's nice, but if you are a wife and you have to do lots of stuff for your husband's family, as a chonan no yome, eldest son's bride, you could face strong in-law duties, sometimes even remittances to parents or living with relatives. Well, now this is getting too much, right? Even you have to send money or live with relatives from your husband's. If you can do it, it's fine. You work hard, you're gonna send the money to your husband's families for taking care of them financially, physically. Like I said, it's not like K-drama. Most of the time, K-drama actor is rich and you don't have to do anything. You're gonna be treated like a princess. This is a fiction, drama, not the reality. When we watch Mission Impossible, we know that's not the reality. Yeah, Tom Cruise, I like him, but he's not doing like every mission until 60 years old. That's unrealistic. Some comments mentioned anti-Japan education in Korea or historical issues. Remember, not every family holds the same views. Be careful with broad stereotypes. Well, if you're a Korean viewer, please tell me, is it still happening about this anti-Japan education in school in Korea? Since I'm not living in Korea and I've never had education in Korea, so please tell me that's true or not. But I know some Korean people don't like Japan because of the past events. I totally understand. Also, one thing you have to remember, Korea is a country on war. Well, still South Korea and North Korea are on war. Many young Japanese women forget about this. They only watch K-drama or listen to K-pop. They don't study history. Still, South Korea is on war. That's why they have to go to a military service for 2 years, if I remember correctly. Still on war. So things might happen in the worst case. If the main reason to marry abroad is money, expectations may clash later. So I'm gonna say there might be a huge gap. Korean men come to Japan because Japanese women are pretty flexible, not gonna look for money. Instead, Japanese women think, I'm gonna be treated like a princess in K-drama. Then, yeah, I don't have to worry about financial situations. I don't have to do anything. But in reality, she has to send the money to husband's relatives. This is not all the time. They have to take care of husband's family. Have to do lots of stuff. You're not a princess. Takeaway for learners. These comments show values Japan often discusses. 家族の役割 family roles 努力 effort 現実と理想のギャップ gap between reality and ideal. Japan's year legacy, pre-war family system emphasized lineage and in-law obligations. Abolished legally, but cultural memories remain. お見合い to konkatsu. From arranged meetings to modern services and apps. 形式 changes. But families still matter. Culture influence. For many Japanese, Korea equal cool media, skincare, cafe culture. For many Koreans, Japan equal safe cities, cute taste, and balanced lifestyle. Weight can clash. Money. Who pays for what? House versus rent. Savings goals. Family time. Holidays with which family? How often? Life stage. Kids' education. Language. Where to live. Gender roles. Housework. Childcare. Career priorities. So there are so many factors. Of course, this applies to not just about international marriage. Yeah. Then different culture, different language. It's gonna be so hard. Key Japanese values. 和 harmony 本音と建前 private feelings versus public face 話し合い talking things through. So here I'm gonna show you 10 phrases you might use for finding a partner in Japan. So if you're not looking for a Japanese girlfriend, this is gonna be Japanese phrases lesson. So yeah, you can stop watching this video. Thank you for watching. But it would be nice for you to watch this video until the end. You can learn Japanese culture, language, phrases useful for finding a Japanese partner. Okay, let's go. はじめまして、よろしくお願いします。Nice to meet you. 真剣にお付き合いを考えています。I'm looking for a serious relationship. 価値観が合うか話し合いましょう。Let's talk about whether our values match. 家族との関係について教えてください。Tell me about your relationship with the family. 家事と仕事の分担はどう考えていますか？ How do you see splitting housework and work? 将来どこに住みたいですか？ Where do you want to live in the future? 結婚後の家計はどう管理しますか？ How will we manage finances after marriage? 宗教や文化の違いについて尊重したいです。I want to respect differences in religion, culture. 正直に言ってもいいですか？ Can I be honest? あなたと一緒に成長したいです。I want to grow together with you. You don't have to memorize every phrases. Maybe you can pick up some phrases you might use. Obviously, these phrases are pretty serious. I'm gonna pick up some phrases you might use even you're not looking for your partner. So first phrase, はじめまして、よろしくお願いします。This is pretty useful even for business, daily life, introducing yourself, nice to meet you. よろしくお願いします is not nice to meet you, like more like, so like it says best regards. はじめまして、よろしくお願いします。So useful. And which one is good? Yeah. 真剣にお付き合いを考えています。Especially if you are looking for a serious relationship, this phrase might be good. Japanese women might be thinking, yeah, you are such a serious person. And even here, like this one, 将来どこに住みたいですか？ Especially if you are looking for international relationship, like you live in Korea, America, Australia, then you have to choose Japan or other countries. This phrase might be useful. So this is gonna be a bit scary. 正直に言ってもいいですか? Can I be honest? Yeah. Can I be honest? You are so ugly. Yeah, kind of scary, right? Can I be honest? Usually after this, you're gonna hear negative stuff. In this chapter, I'm gonna just speak Japanese, so just try to pick up some words. You don't have to understand every phrase I said, just simply try to be familiar with some words you learned today in this video. 最近、韓国人男性が日本で婚活をするケースが増えています。理由の一つは、家を用意するという文化の違いです。日本では話し合いを大切にして、一緒に頑張ろうという考え方もあります。So here, you already learned 婚活、家を用意する、文化の違い、話し合い。Okay, so almost the ending of this video. So thank you for everyone watching this video so far. You're amazing. You have amazing warm heart. Patient. So you're patient. I think you can find a Japanese girlfriend. We have a cultural mindset. 我慢. Endurance. Your turn. Would you try konkatsu abroad? Why or why not? Which topic is hardest to discuss? Money, in-laws, or where to live? Use one phrase from today in a comment. 価値観が合うか話し合いましょう。I try to read and reply every comment, so please, if you have an opinion, comment below. Okay everyone, thanks for watching. If you want a private Japanese lesson, join my Discord server and book a slot. Also, join the channel membership to access archive live streams and exclusive lessons you can't see elsewhere. いいねとチャンネル登録もお願いします。また次の動画でお会いしましょう。